Okay, here I am. It's still, let me see, it's Friday. Another Friday comes by and it's time to get a movie out. Look at that, a big happy face on top of the car there with Amazon delivering stuff. That's cushioning for the seats, which are over there. Where'd they go? How'd they get out there? And the dashboard's out of it. And there's a real octopus of wiring in there, but most of it looks all right. Or seems to look okay. Now I started the week working on working on the motor and getting it running. And then I ordered some parts, and I decided that while I was waiting for parts, I would pull apart the dashboard. So I pulled apart the dash, and I don't know if you remember what it looked like before, but I'll put it. There'll be a picture of it before and a picture after, and that's actually came out to be pretty nice. And I did a bunch of body work on the top of it here and filled in all the cracks and stuff like that, and it came out and looks like a nice dashboard again. So that was 3 or 4 days of that. Excuse me. I did start working on the passenger seat. Started sewing on it, but then I found my old Singer here, which is not, it's just a hobby Singer. It didn't have quite the power to be able to do that kind of sewing. So I found one online. I found a heavy duty one online for a reasonable price, and I'm hoping that that's going to work for me. Anyway, stick around. You'll see everything that's happened, and please enjoy. I'll see you. Well, I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Yeah, and as always, welcome back to the grind. Hope you enjoy it all. See you later. Yeah, hi there. Welcome back. It's time to start a new week. Now, I know that the burning question on your mind all week has the repair on this fuel distribution system worked? Is it gonna leak? Well, let's find out. I'll just sort of climb in here somehow. Might have to go around the other way. Anyway, the today now I'll check out this thing and see if the fuel distribution system's leaking. And if it's not, that'll be a good thing. And if it is, well, that'll be how it is. Let me get in here somehow or other. It's a hell of a job getting in and out of this place when it's up just that high. Just high enough that I can't quite reach it. Oh well, there we are. Turn it on. Pressure up the system. All you do is turn the key on and off and the fuel pump goes. I'll see if any gas is leaking there now. See if I can get out of here. Got myself trapped in between here. There we go. Now, at the front, that all looks pretty dry. I think it's okay. Give it a little while and see. This is where it was leaking before. I think that's just the stuff that I used for sealant that you can see on there now. I think that's not leaking anymore. I'll leave it and it might be all right. Okay, so that's okay for now. We'll further check into that later. And the other thing I was going to do today, it's kind of a short day because I've been busy with other stuff, is put these brake lines on the back. So I can do that. And one of these days I'll be able to get new brake lines for the new rubber hoses for the front, which are down there. Okay, I'll quit talking and get at it. Yeah, so the little pipe up there, where is it? There's two of these clippy things. One they go on like on that side there, I think. One of these sides it goes on. Yeah, that side, because that keeps it from coming this way. This goes pushing through and gets into that groove, but on that side of the thing. Now I need looks like a 17 and a 11, I think. So I'll get them out. And did I point the right way on that? Who knows where it's pointing? yeah, like 17 there and 11 there. And this clippy thing goes right in like there to hold it when it's, and that, I just put some WD-40 on that to, you know, give it a chance, and it came out easily. Yeah, so there, that's pretty easy. Hose is back in place, clippy things are on. Can you see the clippy thing there? Yep. And now I have to just do the other side, which is pending. So this one here I have to take out now. There, that side's on with a new hose there. And so now you know what has to happen is leading brakes. That's never happens around here, so I guess I'll let it down and I'll hook my gizmo up and we'll get it going. Yeah, so there, that's the bleeder thing, and it's got about, you know, 15 pounds. A little bit of bubble coming through there already. I don't know, it's leaking. Likely this joint, one of these joints is leaking, but that's not a big deal. Still got pressure. So now up it goes again. Yeah, now I've got my brake bleeding gizmo on there. As I remember, this was a 7, I think. Number 7, if I can get it on there. There it is. So then when I lift that out, it should start letting some fluid come through. There it is. And we'll just wait and see if any air comes along. There's a bubble. But I don't think there'll be too many bubbles after the... There's a bubble. I think it's all right now. I think that's good. So it says to go to the farthest wheel away, right? But in the back wheels here, they're both hooked up. One side is hooked to the right side is this side. This brake and that brake are hooked together on the same line. That brake and this brake are hooked together in the same line. Don't get it, don't figure it, but that's the way it is. Just in case you're, you know, just in case. Who knows why? Now this one here, I'm gonna have a wrench on there, and that on here, and up it goes. Yeah, there's a bunch of air came through. Bubble, bubble, bubble. I don't know if you can see those bubbles or not, but that's what's happening. A couple of bubbles came through. I'll have to refill the brakes up there. I think that's pretty well got it. There. Leading brakes 101, right? Now, should I do the front also? I might as well while I'm here, eh? Just because. Now this is a number 7 up here, I'm pretty sure. I'll put this on here first. Then this goes on right like that. Oh, just making a mess. Just making a mess. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, this one here I might have to just do with 2 hands. Yeah, now I think I'm done in there for now. There's lots of things to do, but that's as far as it's getting for today or tomorrow. But I think I'll have a go at pulling the interior out of it. Pull the seats out, see what happens about that, and the carpet, and then take the dash off. See how that works out. Might be kind of interesting. This seat here is not in bad shape except for the base of it, and there's a little crack right there. So that might be, well, we'll just see what I can do. Yeah, there's no seat here. Anyhow, like I got the seat out, 4 bolts that hold it in, move the seat back and forth, and they come out. Look at this. Not even a touch of rust underneath there. A little bit of rust on the seat part itself, but underneath it's clean as a whistle. I'm impressed. Don't know how this, I think this just sort of pops off of here, so I'll get that off eventually. But first I'm just going to take the seat apart. Like there's the driver's seat over there. I measured it, and it's the seats out of the Jetta are too wide for it, so I guess I'm going to have to fix the seats as they are, which is okay. I don't mind doing that. I think I have some, over one of those boxes, I have some vinyl. Maybe I can do it, maybe I can't. We'll just find out. But for now, here it is here. And the rails are held on by 4 bolts with a 10mm top. And these ones here, there's 4 of these, I presume. And I'll get them off of there and then see if I can get the seat coming apart. It's all hog rings down here, so that's not too tough to deal with. Okay. Yeah, it's all pretty straightforward taking it apart until you get to here. And then this part here, where is it? That plastic thing just snaps out. There's little holes there that you can snap it out with. Then there's some sort of a snap ring in there. I'll have to figure out how to get that out. Okay, that's coming. I'll figure that out and I'll show you. Yeah, so that thing there just sort of, it's a pressure fit. You just push it off there and then this comes off. Anyway, looks like Willie's here to load stuff. Have to go and work on the flail mower. Yeah, I had a little interlude for to get that Omarv thing loaded up. Now I didn't film any of that. Perhaps I should have, because it was kind of entertaining. That was the tractor. It's heavier than the tractor, so pushing it around and trying to get it right. So anyhow, it's on. And now back to here. So those plastic thing come off, right? This plastic thing comes off. Right, and then that's, I think those 2 nuts there come off. And then maybe the whole thing comes away with the seat and everything. We'll just see, because I got the other side is just a one little screw thing in there. Didn't show you that, did I? Wait a minute. Find the piece and I'll show it to you. Yeah, there it is. The other side's just held on with this little screw here, which is, and that fits into the seat so it rolls back and forth. Okay, don't lose any pieces, Lauren. Okay, there, they all go there. Now I'll see if I can get this off. That looks like it's 13 or 14 or something. I'll find out. Yeah, there, it's all in multiple pieces. I haven't taken the back apart yet because I haven't had the nerve to. Anyway, but see this bit here, the center bit here where it's got this extra cushioning in. I may reuse that because there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's no wear on it. It's cleanable. It should look good. So I might have to just replace this part here. This goes down like that. And this part here, and that goes down like that. That's got 2 bits that go down, I think. Not sure how that was together, whether it was together at the top here. I don't see how it was together. Might have to take the other seat apart to see how it's together, because the other seat is still sort of in one piece. But I might be able to reuse this bit. Yeah, it's got a cigarette burn there. Maybe not. Don't know if I can figure out how to do that. Extra stitches, that stuff there. I guess I could figure that out, but I'm not a very straight sewer. That's the problem. Anywhere where you can't see it, it's great by me. We'll see. Okay, well, I'll work at it here. Yeah, so I've got all the hog rings out of it. This bit of binding, or whatever you call that, beading around the edge, that looks like it's in good shape, so I'll just reuse that. And I'll see if I can get it apart and maybe start making pieces for the pattern. So I should take some pictures of it so I know what it looks like. I'll do that. Yeah, I started taking it apart here. Then I thought I better mark like where all these seams, where the pieces come together. So when I have the pattern, like I'll have the pattern done, and That piece there is a spare piece. I don't know what it's for. Anyway, but when I have the pattern done, I'll know where to put this stuff back on, right? We hope. Anyhow, that's like I've marked it here, and I've marked these seams there. Everything that gets joined has a mark, except for here where that I didn't even think of it until I got that cut out of there. So that would be a guessing game there, but likely I'll get it close to right. Yeah, so there it is, ripped down into its constituent pieces. Now if I can sort of remember how it goes together, I'll be all right. Good thing I put those marks on it, because otherwise I'd be really lost. But I have the other seat, so I will have the other seat to use as a pattern if I need to figure out where stuff goes. But now this part here, I might just, you know, like that foam there, I might just put another piece of vinyl over it, clean this up, put another piece of vinyl over it, and then I'll have those seams. I know where the seams go. We'll see how that works out. I'll figure it out. Yeah, here I am. It's back on the Porsche 924. And then I bought this stuff a long time ago for some unknown reason. I think the reason I bought it was for the dashboard on the Porsche, but there's a hell of a pile of it here. So I'm going to see about getting some of that vinyl out and see about fixing the seats up a bit. It looks about the same stuff as what's on there. And that'll be just, but first I want to clean my workspace off a bit. I've got too much junk in the way. Yeah, anyone that doesn't know or remember what the top of the table looks like, there it is. Look at that. Anyway, I'm gonna put some vinyl down here and cut out a piece. I'm gonna cut out this piece here and see if I can replicate it, and then maybe just sew it on top there and just see how that works out. Check it out. Okay, here it comes. Well, there's the first line across. Now what I did was I've got this thing, the cushion part here, stapled on all the way around here so that it'll hold. And then we'll see what happens after I get these things sewed along here. You never know what'll happen, right? I'll give it the next one another try. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of them done here and running into problems. It's got some, my poor machine is not tough enough for this. So I'm going to see about getting a heavier duty machine and see if that'll work a bit better for me. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and take this driver's seat out and see if I can get the dash out, because maybe I can work on the dash and get that fixed up while I'm waiting for a sewing machine to show up here, or looking for one. Anyway, it sort of went along all right until, but not really a steady flow. Okay, so I'll get back to you later. Yeah, there, you got the driver's seat out of it, and then underneath the front seat, right underneath, tucked in there, is the official program, 1993, February 18th to 28th, 1993, Metro Toronto Convention Centre and Skydome, the Auto Show, International Canadian Auto Show. This is all his 93 cars in it, I imagine. Pretty bad shape. Here's a Jeep, doesn't look much different. Eagles, yeah. What else is there? Subaru Impreza, yeah. Now there's 525i Touring. All the Beamers are here. Yeah, so price. Spider. What the hell is that? That's a Alfa Romeo Spider. 26 grand for one of them. 318i convertible, 34,000 to 44,000, 29 to 31 for the 318i. Yeah, cool. 18,000 for a LeBaron. 850 CI. They're 112,000. I don't think there's too many of them around. Crown Vic. 23 grand for a Crown Vic. Now I bought one of these in 1993 and it's the right price, 25,000. That's about what I paid. Aerostar? Yeah, Aerostar van. Maybe I had one like that. I don't remember. Now I might keep this book around. There's a car for Greg here. It's a Roadmaster Estate. 27,000. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Now, too bad it's all water damage, but that's the way it is. I'll just keep it around for a bit before I throw it out. Yeah, so here's the Porsche pages. 968 Coupe for 54 grand. 368 Cabriolet, 69,000. 911 Carrera for 120 grand. And then over on this side, the 911 Carrera for 86,000 to 102. 928 GTS, which would be the grandson of this car that I'm on, and it's 105,000 for a 928 GTS. Wow, that's a lot of money for a 928. 5.4 V8 double overhead cam, and blah blah blah. Anyway, there you go. That's all I need to know out of this book. Yeah, so Buster likes this car. Is that a comfortable car to be in, Buster? Yeah, I think so. So all the carpeting, this is the passenger side, and that's the driver's side over there. And all the carpeting looks reasonable. I can think it's cleanable. I think I can resurrect that carpet all right. It'll look okay if it's cleaned. And no rust, of course, over there anywhere. Now I'll see if I can get the dashboard out of it. If I can get the dashboard out, then I can fix up all that stuff that's can't hear me, hey? All that stuff is sun bleached or whatever. Yeah, there's this thing here out of it. Oops, what am I? Wait till I get a chance to point it at you. Sorry. Anyhow, here's this thing. That's somebody put a extra switch on there, and the other switch that's right there, I pulled that out and just left it wired. I don't know what it does. And everything comes apart pretty easy. This wires off the back of that. I don't think we're even on that. Don't remember. Okay. That's how long I remember things. Anyway, I'll just put them all over here, right there for now, and on the other side, the little instrument cluster that's there at the dash, it all just pops right out, and everything comes out okay, easy. Don't know what was in there. I don't remember what was in there. Something had popped out of there. Anyway, that's that part done, and then the heater controls. You take the knobs off the heater controls, and then you can pull that cap off it, and there's 3 or 4 screws that hold that together, and that comes out. So that's coming apart fairly easy so far. I'm sure it's not going to be so easy forever. Yeah, here's the heater stuff here, and all these other wires are hanging around here. They're all okay, but I'll look into them fairly closely. And then that wiring over there, I just don't know what it's for. I think it's all radio stuff and I think that extra switch is radio stuff too, so it'll go away. It's not part of the system. Yeah, getting the dashboard out isn't too big a chore. There's a bolt right here somewhere behind this. Same on the other side. A couple of bolts behind the glove box. You have to take the steering wheel off, and all these wiring things at the like the horn and the blinkers and all that kind of stuff have to come off. Then it should pop out of there. So I'll just start working at it, and I'll show you as I get along. So here's a little update. I got the glove box out. You can see that, and the lights just hanging there. Then there's, see the red thing there where it's black over here. So you have to take off the visor, number one, take off the visor, and then take a bolt out of that one right there, and then you can get this. There's 2 bolts, 2 screws that hold on that black thing, and one here and one here. and they come out, and then underneath, you see that silver thing down there at the bottom? That's where the screw that holds the dashboard on. So that side's all loose. It'll sort of slide out of there. Then they say, the book says to take off the steering wheel, then get the instrument cluster out of there, and then do the same thing on this side to get this off. And there's also one bolt right in the middle of behind the radio thing there. So that's another spot. Okay, that's the what do you call that, steering wheel off. Now I use a 15/16 inch socket, whatever that would be in metric, I don't know, maybe 30. And very similar to the Volkswagen van here. So I'll see if I can get this part out here. Yeah, there's a regular rat's nest of wiring in here. That's not in the book because it's got air conditioning, and it doesn't tell you anything about air conditioning in the book. Then I've got that off there, like I said, with the 2 bolts. Dropped a screw down here, I better find it. Yeah, there's instrument cluster out of it, like there it is. And these wires here, black is on when it's on the, this is towards the bottom now. Black, I think that's the bottom. Yeah. Black, green, and brown. So I'll pull them off of there, and then that's free. Yeah, now that was a bit of a chore to get all that stuff out of there, but it does come out. And you have to unhook the wires from the back of it and then pull it out. Now I'm pretty near ready to take the dash out, but there's still a few things hanging on to it, I think, and I'll give it a couple of yanks here and see what happens. Just stand by. Maybe you can watch. Do you want to watch? See what happens here this time now. Yeah, so there's one secret last screw that they don't tell you about in the book, or I missed the memo right here, right where that thing is there. Screw in there that lets it come loose, I hope. We'll just see what happens here now. Hang on, I'll just get you set up. Maybe it'll come out. You watching that? Yeah. Look at that. There it is. And look at that, not even a speck of dirt in there. That's amazing. But I noticed it does have a new tachometer or something, and somebody did some work in here before, because that's all, maybe that's from the factory. Oh yeah, it looks like it's factory. Who knows, eh? Little piece of rubber here that's not on the other side, so maybe it fell off. I'll check it out. Anyway, there, that's a good sign. Everything's, so I'll go through all the wiring and just check and see that it's good, and then figure out where the hell it goes. Okay, I think that's pretty well it for the day. I'll just put it out on the bench here and have a look at it. We'll have a quick look and then carry on. Yeah, there it is. That's it for today. I'll go at it again tomorrow. Isn't that interesting? There's the air conditioner stuff down there. So all those rat's nest of wiring, I will get sorted out what it is, and then I'll check all the grounds and stuff while it's all empty like that, and I'll just see about getting the heater controls working properly too while they're out. So it all comes apart pretty easily. I wonder if I can get a new thing for that gear shifter there. I'll see what I can come up with. Maybe I'll build one. Yeah, so here I am back at the task at hand here, and the top of the dashboard is cracked up pretty badly, but this part here is all pretty good. So what I might try to do is put a new piece of vinyl right down to this line here, then leave this stuff alone, because it's all in good shape down here. And same up here, I'll just put a new piece of vinyl into this edge here, and right down to maybe this line here or something. No, I guess this line here if I can. We'll see how I can make out there with, like, it maybe, I don't know. I'll see how it goes when I'm putting it together. But I don't want to screw with anything that's okay. Now, in my YouTube searches, hey, I've found two different methods. Same guy, two different methods. I'll find that video and I'll put a link below. Two different methods. One method he used, he cleaned these cracks out and filled them with body filler. And the second method, he used, he cleaned all the cracks out and then he filled them with, oh, what do you call that stuff? Spray foam. Now I think I like the body filler method better because you can get a smoother finish on it. But we'll just see. I'll give it a try. I'll clean them out. You make a little groove in here, like clean out that crack nicely, clean out that crack, clean out that crack. I think I have a tool that I can do that with. And you got to be careful because this is only cardboard. Well, you know that paper board, right? Molded paper board. Anyhow, we'll just start cleaning these things up and then see where I can go from there. There, I've got it held on to the workbench with clamp here and vice grip thing on this side, digging in underneath there. Now I'll see if I can, well, number one, I'll clean this, then I'll start working at getting that stuff out of there. These things here, there's a grill that goes on here that is reasonably important to put back on there because there's a bolt that goes through the back of it back here that holds it steady. Okay, I'll see about cleaning it first. Yeah, so big cracks now. So what I'm doing is just going through with my little tool here. I put it on a drill so it wouldn't run too fast, and then I can just go along and clean out the brittle stuff without taking too much of the wood. Anyhow, that's the idea of it. So I'll carry on with the drill and get it all done. And I'll show you what I do at the end of it here. Yeah, there's kind of the idea. Now, it's a matter of getting that filled in with body filler and making it look right again. Then I'll decide whether I just want to paint it with, like, it might be able to just paint it. There's a piece there I missed right there. Cracked. I'll get that out of there. Oh, lots of it's really, really brittle, eh? Very brittle. So I might as well put new vinyl on. I'll get it cleaned up as well as I can and then put new vinyl on it. Yeah, now I'm going to get the body filler out and see about filling up these holes. See how that works. See how that works out. At all. I think it'll work. I'm not too worried about. I'll just let it sit on top of the foam because over the top is going to go another piece of vinyl, so that should make it clean. But I'll see about getting these holes filled out, cleaned out properly. And I made quite a gouge here, so there's lots to hold it in there. And I think I've got all the cracks found. If not, I'll do some more. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's the first bit on there, and it fills things up pretty good. It's still hardening, but I'll let it harden, and then I'll just hand sand it, I think, later. But I'll fill in all these holes, and then I'll give it a quick sand, and then I'll refill the holes so that they come up properly to the edge. See how that works out? Yeah, now time to let it dry for a while, and then I'll, like some of these things I got kind of high, right? But there's then I'll sand it off. But all the holes are filled, right? We'll see how it works out. See if it holds together. Give it a little bit of time to cure and give it some sanding. Then I'll put a final coat on. Yeah, now I'm while I'm waiting for stuff to dry, I'll just have a look at the rat's nest here and see what's going on. That comes from way over there. There is somewhere a tube with a vacuum in it, a vacuum hose. Is that it, I wonder? Don't know. Don't know what it is. All the wiring does look all right. There's been some, repairs here and there. Wonder what that is. Some sort of heat sink, eh? Don't know. And it looks like something used to be held there. Maybe the wiring harness. Yeah, that goes in there. Like that. Oops. Just flapping the camera all over the place, right? Just flap the camera all over the place. And that'll be good. That just holds the wiring harness up. Another one on the other side for the other side's wiring harness. Been ripped down. There is a bit of a rat nest here, but it doesn't look like there was the switch holder was burned. I don't know how that got burned, but nothing in the wiring is burned. So maybe it was just somebody was soldering or something close to the switch holder. Who knows, right? And then this has got, I think that's wiring for the, I don't know what it's wiring for. Somebody's tagged into it, right? And which one was tagged in? I think this red wire was tagged in, so I think that red wire can go away, because it looks like it just goes over there where I don't want it to be. So I'll clean up some of those things and then figure out what goes where. So there's a few wiring things here. Don't know what goes where, but see, now this one here, it's all black wires going to that little light there, and that's all tagged in to the system here. That brown wire is right there, goes to here, sort of thing, I do believe. And there's a brown there, and that's all ground, brown wires. Should be all ground, I think. Then these red wires go somewhere. Don't know where. Maybe on. No, the heater's still all hooked up. And then over here, there was tape around that, but that's a ground wire. I don't know what they, like there was tape around those two there. I don't know how they got bared off. And here's another. This is usually blue and white is usually for instrument lights, eh? Like over here, blue and white is instrument lights. But that's all. There's a bunch of taped together stuff there into the ground. I don't know why. And then there's right in here. That's like they tagged off the instrument lights to go to this green wire, which goes over here somewhere. I think I saw that green wire before somewhere. I don't know where it goes. I'll find it. But I don't think that's there. Maybe this, yeah, here it is here. This goes into the air conditioning, and there's the green wire there. Now why would they put that on the light switch? But it looks like air conditioning was put in after the market, like it's not a factory install. I think they did this in the like in the Toronto showroom or wherever. So they taped off these two things here, and then took away, that would be the defrost here, and then they put this to the defrost over there. So, or not the defrost, but the cabin thing. Oh, it's a puzzle, but I'll puzzle through it. Oh well, there we go. Yeah, there's a bit of sanding done on it, and you can see where, like, this has to be lifted a bit, this has to go down a bit, but maybe lifted a bit in there. But I'll block that down first, all around here. Then this needs to be filled more, but it seems to be pretty solid. That there, that needs to be, that there needs to be filled more. A little bit more fill in here, and then come up to the right height. Might look okay. Okay, well, I'll just keep on sanding. There, now I'll see if I can bring all these low spots up to grade. One here, one here, one here. Just fill them in. Give them a light couple of light coats and sand them off and see how things look. Yeah, there, that's mostly done for today. Now I'll just let that dry. That's 3 coats or 4 coats. I don't know, good counting. So I've got to let that harden, and then I'll sand it off tomorrow morning. It's lightweight body filler, so it's not too bad at sanding, and especially if you're sanding by hand. Anyway, I'll leave it for tomorrow, and then I'll see you again tomorrow, maybe. Hey, how about that? Yeah, so this is starting to look not bad. There was a big gash here. There are lots of holes here. That thing there, I think it has to be leveled up a little bit more right here. That needs to be leveled up a bit more in there. A little bit more right there. A little bit, and there's a gash there, and maybe I can get rid of this gash here. Otherwise, it's pretty near ready for showtime, right? That needs a bit of sanding there. Because any of the ripples underneath here will show up on the surface with the new vinyl, especially flies. Okay, so I'll keep on working at it. I'll mix up another batch and see if I can get these holes just sort of filled in. And I use this tool here just to go around the edges of this and round out these corners and stuff, so that actually looks not bad. So I think we're winning. Yeah, there now. Mostly it's pretty good. The couple of little spots, spot right there, that could take some more sanding. Now I went over it with 320. I was doing it with 80 grit or 60 grit or something like that, 60. And then I went over it with 320 just to take the sand marks off. So I'll do a little bit more 320 right around in here. See if I can clean that up a bit. But I don't think I'll add any more Bondo, because it just seems to be doesn't help. Anyhow, it looks pretty good, and I think I can be happy with it for the most part. I think now the challenge is to get a skin on there. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, there now. I've had a go at it with acetone to clean off all the oil and wax and everything that's on it. I think I got mostly pretty cleaned. I have to clean up this stuff in here yet. I don't know whether I'll bring the vinyl down this far, but I'm going to cut a piece large enough to go down that far. Don't know for sure how to get it into that spot, but I'll work at it. And then right now I'm just waiting for this. I put some contact cement in this little break here, and I'm waiting for that to, harden, dry up, so that I can actually press the pieces together there. And then got another 12 minutes to go. Okay. Yeah, there now. I've got this all, I think, set to go. Cleaned it off with acetone. Maybe a bit more cleaning right there, eh? A little bit more cleaning here. And then I've cut a piece of fabric or vinyl to fit it. It only will make it to here. It won't go wrap around there, which, is secretly okay, because I don't think I'd be able to get it to look decent around there. So I'll try and make it come to this edge here, and just this edge right here. See what happens. We don't know what'll happen for sure, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. Now I've cut a little notch. That's the center of the material right there, and then this is the center here. It's like 70 millimeters from there to there, 70 from there to there, 75 from here to here, 75 from here to here. So that's pretty well centered. Now I'll think about how to get this fitted on here. Yeah, there again, not going to be a concourse job. But it might look all right by the time I get that all on there. This thing here will come out to there, I think. But first, I'll just glue this down on the top here. Then I'll start worrying about how to get the rest of it glued down. First things first, right? So what I'll do is I'll pull this drape back, right? Not going to move it. And I'll lay a bunch of glue on here and lay a bunch of glue onto the fabric, you know, just that same amount, right? Then when this gets glued down to here, then I'll let go of those things and start working backwards onto that bit there, so that the top will be done and it might look okay. Anyway, that's my plan, so let's get at her. Let's clean that up a bit first though. Yeah, now I sprayed glue on both surfaces there. And we'll just see what happens after about 2 minutes and 34 seconds. See how it goes. Well, there now, that's on there pretty smooth. Now, a little bit lumpy underneath here. I think something underneath there is off-gassing a bit. So hopefully that'll finish off-gassing, and then I can put some heat to it and let it, I don't think you can you see that bit of lumpy on there? Put some heat to it and let it push in there again. But I'll just, right now, I'll let it be. And so now next is, how do I get it to mold around all this stuff? I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, there, nothing goes exactly as planned, but it's coming along pretty good. These edges here I've got done. Now I got to the point where it wouldn't stretch anymore for these curves. So I'm going to put another piece on and just do a little bit of an overlap, and then I'll take a razor blade and cut the between and see if I can come up with a nice seam. We'll just see what happens. And that's the plan anyhow. But for the most part it's coming along, and this part here is sitting in. I don't want to put too much stuff in here because then I have trouble getting the instruments into it, so I've got to clean off some of that extra stuff along there. But I'll finish going around. I don't have to necessarily go over this stuff because that's covered by the instrument panel, so I'll just get it along this edge here, I think. See what happens. Yeah, so it looks like a showstopper up here, but down below here I couldn't get the fabric to stretch, so I cut out and put a patch in here. Now I don't know, I may be able to fix that up with some black shoe polish stuff, you know, for fixing this kind of stuff. Anyway, I'll keep on pecking away at it and see how it looks when I get done. It'll be a while yet because, well, this part here all looks pretty nice. Nice in there. Then this part here is still yet to be done. Won't be so difficult here because that's an easy line to make right there. And it won't be so difficult over here. Just that one side over there is going to be, over here it'd be all right. And in here I think I can manage it all right. Just this bit right here that's kind of a breakfast of canines, right? Anyway, I'll keep on working at it. I may do some more. I'll do some more tomorrow, but that's all for today. Keep on going, see how it comes out. Yeah, here I am. It's back to the dashboard business. And I'm going to see about getting this cleaned up in here so it looks a bit better. But the top part looks great. You know, that's great. That's, you know, a nice job. So I'm happy with that all the way along the top. And it seems to have gone down and all the little bumpy things have gone out of it. So whatever was off-gassing has gassed itself out. But yesterday, I didn't do anything yesterday. And except for, well, I did stuff yesterday, but non-related to the Porsche. I put this thing here up so that it would, well, this thing here was up, but I put tarps over it so that it would be okay to keep the weather off stuff in the winter. I'll put the lawnmower in there and a couple of golf carts in there and maybe back my tractor into it. Keep the snow off me. Anyhow, but I won't put any ends on it. That's the way it comes. And then I'll carry on with the Porsche today for a while. Then I've got to go do some gardening. It's time to dig up the garden and plant the garlic. Anyway, there we have it. See you later. I'll keep at this. Yeah, so now this, I've got glue on there. I cleaned it all off with mineral spirits, and then I cleaned it again with acetone, so that takes off anything extra, and let it dry. Now I've put glue on there. You gotta wait, like that dinger is gonna go in a minute here, or 2 seconds. And I've got glue on half of this. So I'm gonna glue it up on the half here, and then I'll see if I can get that fitted up here better. Maybe you can follow along if you want. Wait a minute, I'll get you set up. Yeah, here we go. So I've got that going, and I've got my piece of fabric here. The tricky part is getting it on to where you want it to be in the first place, right? So I want it to go over here far enough, about there. Yeah, that'll cover. That covers it all, does it? Yep. Forget what sits in there. Anyway, that's on. I'll see if I can get it molded here now and carry it on to the rest of it, because that'll actually come around okay now. Yeah, so I'll put the rest of it together here, I hope. See what happens. Anyway, that's kind of the idea, right? Yeah, there now. It all looks good to a man on horseback, right? I think it's okay. I think it's this part here I haven't done yet, so I'll get that finished after a while, but all that stuff sort of came together all right. You can see that seam there is a bit ragged, but I've got some stuff that I can make sure it looks a little bit better than that. And this seam here is a bit ragged too, but I'll clean that up a bit too. Good. Okay, I'll carry on. Yeah, here's a before shot, and then back to the after business. Yeah, there's a marathon of glue sniffing over, right? Actually, it wasn't bad. The glue is these days isn't nearly as toxic as it used to be. So, anyway, the edges here are kind of rough, but I think that gets all hidden behind the dash, behind the car. And this side here isn't great, but same old thing. It'll be hidden a little bit. So I think I'm happy with it. I think especially up here it looks really nice. And along the bottom it looks really nice. Just the middle section there where I couldn't get it to come quite together properly, but it'll be all right. And I'm going to get some trim, and I'll just put trim over that little bit there and trim there, and along this edge here I'll just put some trim, and along this edge I'll put trim, so that it'll look like it's supposed to be like that, right? Or maybe. Anyway, there you go. That'll be that for this week. I'll get a video out this evening, I think, and see how you enjoy it. Hope you all like it, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Yeah, here it is, October 18th. And happy birthday, Rick. Carolyn was here. She made some hats. Gave me one for the cold weather. Anyway, it's getting cold and time to wear it. There goes a grouse. I don't know if you heard that or not. They exist in the world to scare the pants off you, because they take off as soon as you're right next to them, and you can't see them before that. And Buster's here, and I hear a kingfisher over there along the cliff making all sorts of noise. Low tide, lots of birds flying today. I think they're heading south. Don't know if you can see them out there. Anyway, there you go. That's another day at Holland Cove.